Leave your baskets where they are and go to. Where are we now? Still in second? She looks at the clock. Right, second. What about passes? Some sensible basket boy asks. Your teachers have left, but if they say anything, tell them I say your neckties are your passes. I'll meet you back here when everyone's dismissed for the auction. Got it? Don't dawdle. We grumbled. Yeah, yeah, and headed to class. And I can tell you this, not one of the 20 of us listened to a word any of our teachers said that morning. How can you listen with a noose around your neck, pinched to the toes, and a room full of idiots thinking it's open season on basket boys? Whoever started it, this stupid tradition ought to be crammed into a basket and tossed downstream without a serving spoon. I was basket boy number 9, which meant I had to stand there on the stage in the gym while nearly half the guys got auctioned off. Minimum bid, $10. And if nobody bid, the secret was the teacher was assigned to bid on you. Yes, my friend, the possibilities for mortification were infinite. Some of the moms showed up and stood off to the side with their camcorders and zoom lenses, fidgeting and waving and basically acting as dweeby as their sons looked. I should know. My mom took an hour off work to be one of them. Tim Pello was basketball number 5, and his mom actually bid on him. No kidding. She jumped up and down yelling, 20, I'll give you 20. Man, that'll brand new for life. Lucky for Tim. Kelly Trott came up with 22.50 and saved his sorry self from everlasting torture as a mama's boy. One of the few fates worse than basketball. Caleb Hughes was up next, and he fetched the boosters all of at 11.50. Then came Chad Ormond, who I swear was ready to pee his pants when Mrs. McClure made him step forward. She read his card, pinched his cheeks, and raked in 15 even. At this point, what stood between me and the auction block was John Turlock, and I wasn't exactly interested in what he had in his basket or what his hobbies and favorite sports were. I was too busy scanning the crowd for Jumbo Jenny, sweating my pitch off. Mrs. McClure calls into the microphone. Do I hear 10? And it took me a minute to tune into the fact that no one said 10. No one said anything. Come on, out there. The lunch is delicious. Strawberry tart, and Mrs. McClure goes back to reading off the 3x5 about John Turlock's lunch. Talk about embarrassing. This was worse than being a mama's boy. Worse than lunch with Jumbo Jenny. How did he get voted basketball if nobody wanted to have lunch with him? Then off to the right of the crowd, I hear 10. 10? Did I hear 10? Mrs. McClure says with a fluttery smile. 12. Came a different voice from the same area. The first voice came back with 15, and all of a sudden I recognized whose voice it was. Julie Baker's. I searched through the crowd and found her, hand waving in the air, the look all over her face. 16, came the other voice. There was a pause, but then Julie shoots back with 18. 18, cries Mrs. McClure, who looks like she's about to collapse from relief. She pauses, then says, 18 going once, 18 going twice, sold. For $18. To Julie, she was the last person I expected to bid on a lunch. Anybody's lunch. John staggered back into line, and I knew I was supposed to step forward, but I couldn't budge. I felt like I'd been slugged in the stomach. Did Julie like John? Is that why she'd been so nice lately? Because she didn't care about me anymore? All my life she'd been there, waiting to be avoided, and now it was like I didn't even exist. Step up, Bryce, come on, don't be shy. Mike Abenido shoved me a little and said, Your turn for torture, get up there. It felt like walking the plank. I just stood up front sweating black while the booster queen dissected my lunch and started running through my list of favorites. Before she's even finished it though, Shelley Stalls calls out, 10. What's that? Says Mrs. McClure. I'll give you 10. Oh, she laughs as she puts down her nut. Well, I guess I hear 10. 20, calls Miranda Humes from that center. 25, it's Shelley again. I'm looking around for Jumbo Jenny, praying she's gone homesick or something. While Shelley and Miranda go up by 5s. 30, 35, 40. Then I spot her. She's about 20 feet behind Miranda, cleaning her fingernails with her teeth. 45, 50, 52, 52, interrupts the booster queen. Well, this has been lively. And from the looks of this basket, well, where's the 60, 62, calls Shelley. Miranda scrambles around trying to bag money off her friends as Mrs. McClure calls, going once. But then Jenny stands up and blows. 100! 100! There's a collective gasp, and then the entire student body turns and stares at Jenny. Well, laughs Mrs. McClure, we have 100. That is certainly an all-time record, and such a generous donation to the boosters. I wanted to boost her right off the stage. I was doomed. This was something I would never live down. Then there's this big commotion, and all of a sudden, Shelley and Miranda are standing right next to each other, calling, 122.50. We'll give 122.50.